I was looking for, diversion!
What?
So long, sucker!
Welcome back to The Trends and to another video in which we'll explore everything we know so far about Pixar's upcoming sequel to Inside Out. That's right, folks, our prayers have been heard and they have officially announced the sequel. We're sure you need to know everything about it. When will they release it? What's gonna be cast for all the voices? When can we get a trailer? And what is it gonna be about? So many questions, so many eager fans awaiting those answers. So without any further ado, let's begin.
That's it! No, breathe, find your happy place.
We finally have a release date, ladies and gentlemen. The last time we talked about the possibilities surrounding this movie, we couldn't do much more than speculate and hope for the best. But things are different now. Inside Out 2 has been confirmed for the release of the summer of 2024, more specifically on June 14th, 2024. So start your countdown because we are only 1 year and 8 months away. It sounds a bit far away, but believe us, time flies. We hope to see the movie hitting theaters and then being streamed on Disney+. Don't you love that we're able to go to the movies once again? Inside Out will be the 6th Pixar movie to spawn a franchise after Toy Story, Cars, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. It'll also be the first Pixar movie from the 2010s to become a franchise, since the previous ones are from the 1990s or 2000s. What do we just tell you about time?
Guys, you're overreacting. Nobody is dying. A dead mouse!
And now that we have a date confirmation, the next step to make the audiences happy is the trailer. Even when the sequel to Inside Out was announced during the D23 event, it didn't come with a trailer to be shown to the assistants. Not even a trailer was presented since the movie is still in the early stages of production. We can expect a trailer to be released sometime in the next year as they start promotional campaign to attract audiences. We're sure all of those kids who grew up at the same time as Riley would be thrilled at the opportunity of getting a new look at the specifics of their emotions.
Thank you.
Huh?
You know, through all this confusion, you've stayed... Well, you've stayed our happy girl.
We also have news on the new plot of the film as the actress Amy revealed the synopsis of Inside Out 2 in an interview for People. She explained that the sequel will deal with her teenage years of Riley as she faces the changes related to puberty. She explained, at the very end of the original, Joy has that great moment where she's like, finally, everything the way it's supposed to be. Then we see that big puberty button. Should we press it? We do press it in the second movie. In some ways, Inside Out sets itself up for a sequel, and we're going there. Amy gave us a bit more insight. We're going to have what it feels like to be a teenager, the new emotions that live inside a young person's brain. In many ways, it was really exciting. We knew exactly where we were. We go to the teen brain and see the madness that lives inside there. We already had a glimpse at this chaotic brain state when we saw the boy's brain in Riley's first date. So we're sure this is going to be a wild ride.
Fun already. Oh, you lucky dog. You're reading these cool things. I gotta go work. Life is so unfair.
The final cast we'll see in Inside Out 2 will depend on whatever plot they decide to go with. But of course, some actors and actresses are a must, and we're sure we'll see them returning to their iconic roles, because everybody loves and studios respect their original actors. Unfortunately, along with the confirmation of the release date, came the announcement of a couple of main players who are not returning to voice their characters. This is the case for Mindy as well as Bill, who voiced Disgust and Fear respectively. There's still no info yet on whether Disgust and Fear will be recast or removed from the plot. What we do know is that they're gonna include some new undisclosed emotions in this movie, so some of the theories we've previously discussed on the channel could have been going in the right direction.
Oh, remember the funny movie where the dog dies?
Oh, yeah. That's not...
If you remember the plot from Inside Out, then you'll remember that because Riley was starring in the real world, Joy was the pivoting character when it came to inside of Riley's mind. And her character was so good that it would be weird not to have her back. That's the first confirmed returning star, and it's Amy, Joy's original voice back in 2015. Even when she only exists in Riley's head, the whole of the inside journey revolves around Joy understanding and accepting sadness and the rest of the emotions as a valid an operative component of Riley's emotional development, which is the point of the movie in the end. Joy is hyperactive, hyperpositive, and hyper-enthusiast. It's like watching a Herbalife seller jumping around the suburbs after a caffeine kick, always wanting to infect others with her non-stop positivity and shoving all signs of a possible emotional conflict under the rug like a good sociopath just pills away from a breakdown. To be honest, Amy is so perfect for this role that replacing her would be a near impossible task. She's an actress capable of transmitting the same chaotic, good energy that Joy has on paper. Amy always delivers her funny and psychotic acting as if it channels the best moments from her most iconic roles as Leslie in the cult TV show Parks and Recreation. We can't wait to hear her again as Joy.
I say we skip school tomorrow and lock ourselves in the bedroom.
We have no clean clothes. I mean, no one should see us.
We could cry until we can't breathe.
Besides fear and disgust hanging in uncertainty, nothing has been said about the rest of the emotions, but we really hope that they don't make any more drastic changes to the most important ones. The first movie showed us that sadness is a very important emotion that we need to understand and channel, so expecting the return of Phyllis Smith as Sadness makes as much sense as the sequel itself. As contradictory as it seems, Sadness is played by an actress who comes right from the world of television comedy. Phyllis was discovered by producers in her role as Phyllis in CBS's The Office and immediately proved to be a perfect match for Sadness. And we really think that she nailed the character so well that she's irreplaceable by this point. On the anger side, Louis Black, the talented American actor and stand-up comedian known for his harsh comedy routines, which usually escalate into angry rants about religion, politics, history, and various cultural trends, naturally follow the pattern needed to channel anger's personality. And given the possibility of following Riley through her adolescence, we're gonna get to see anger in action. We can't have an inside-out story without Riley, right? After we accompanied her through those difficult final moments of her infancy, the next time we saw her, things were only getting more and more complex in her life as she was starting to experience new things. The short, Riley's First Date, showed us that her parents thought that this was the first time that she was interested herself in a boy. And boy, it only predicts an absolute chaos of emotions once Riley hits puberty, grows up across her teenage years, and has even more complex emotions fighting over the control of that messy control panel that is her brain. It's only natural to expect Caitlin to return as Riley, who was already reprising the role in the aforementioned short and the video game Disney Infinity, along with the rest of the cast. And having Riley on board implies the presence of mom and dad, so it's safe to assume that her not-so-big roles will be reprised by Diane and Kyle, respectively. But if there's someone we can't expect to return in any way, shape, or form, is the poor Bing Bong, who was left behind into oblivion. Can we just move on? I don't want to cry. No, I'm fine.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster!
I'm fine. Are you excited to finally see Inside Out 2? We still have to wait a year and a half to get it, but after the sweet confirmation our strength has been renewed. This has to be the most hyped Pixar sequel since The Incredibles 2, don't you think? All we know is that fans are going to be hard to please with this one because expectations are really high. They better do something as good as Inside Out was back in 2015. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Check the rest of our channel for more content about your favorite animated movies, and of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn your notifications on by hitting that little bell if you want to keep receiving awesome stuff like this. Bye.
We just do what Joy would do.
Great idea. Anger, fear, disgust. How are we supposed to be happy?